to another edition of Fairy Tale Fun. I'm Miss Barbara from the Huntington Beach Library, and today's fairy tale is going to be a retelling of Stone Soup. But before we start, we're going to sing our opening song, If You're Happy and You Know It, the Miss Barbara way. So I want everyone to get their clapping hands ready and sing along with me. If you're happy and you know it, clap your hands. If you're happy and you know it, clap your hands. If you're happy and you know it, then your face will surely show it. If you're happy and you know it, clap your hands. If you're happy and you know it, touch your head. If you're happy and you know it, touch your head. If you're happy and you know it, then your face will surely show it. If you're happy and you know it, touch your head. If you're happy and you know it, slap your legs. If you're happy and you know it, slap your legs. If you're happy and you know it, then your face will surely show it. If you're happy and you know it, slap your legs. If you're happy and you know it, wiggle your ears. Oh, wiggle, wiggle. If you're happy and you know it, wiggle your ears. Oh, wiggle, wiggle. If you're happy and you know it, then your face will surely show it. If you're happy and you know it, wiggle your ears. Oh, wiggle, wiggle. If you're happy and you know it, beep your nose. Beep, beep. If you're happy and you know it, beep your nose. Beep, beep. If you're happy and you know it, then your face will surely show it. If you're happy and you know it, beep your nose. Beep, beep. All right, now here comes the tricky part. We're going to touch our toes. So make sure you have plenty of room and get ready to touch your toes. Are you ready? If you're happy and you know it, touch your toes. If you're happy and you know it, touch your toes. If you're happy and you know it, then your face will surely show it. If you're happy and you know it, touch your toes. All right, reach out your arms as far as you can. If you're happy and you know it, clap your hands. If you're happy and you know it, clap your hands. If you're happy and you know it, then your face will surely show it. If you're happy and you know it, clap your hands. Well, today's fairy tale is a retelling of Stone Soup. So, let me introduce you to our characters. We have Mr. Fox. We have Mr. Dog. We have Miss Kitty. Meow, meow. We have Mr. Porcupine. We have Miss Mouse. We have Mr. Bunny. So those are all the characters that we're going to be having in today's story. Once upon a time, there was a fox, and he came into a village, and he was very, very tired and very, very hungry. He hadn't eaten in a long, long time.
I wonder if anyone who lives in this village might share some food with me. I'll go knocking on their doors and ask them.
So he knocked on the door of the dog. Can you get your knocking hat out? He went knock, knock, knock. And the dog came to the door. And he said,
"Why, hello there, dog. Do you have any food that you could share with a poor hungry fox?"
And the dog said, "Nah, I'm sorry, I have no food." And he shut the door. Poor fox. He went to the next house. And he got out his knocking paw. Can you get out your hand? And he went, knock, knock, knock. And Miss Kitty answered the door. And he said,
"Why, hello there, miss. Would you happen to have any food that you could share with a poor hungry fox?"
And Miss Kitty said, "I'm sorry, I have no food." And she shut the door. Poor fox. He was so hungry. And so far, the dog and the cat would not share their food. They said they had none. So he went to the next house and he knocked on the door. Knock, knock, knock. And out came Mr. Porcupine. And Mr. Porcupine said,
"What do you want?"
And the fox said,
"I'm just a poor hungry fox. Would you happen to have any food that you could spare?"
And the porcupine said,
"I'm sorry. No, I don't."
And he slammed the door right in front of the fox's face. And then he went to the house of Mrs. Mouse. And he knocked, knock, knock, knock. And Miss Mouse came to the door and he said,
"Why, do you have any food that you could share with a poor hungry fox?"
And Miss Mouse said, squeak, squeak, squeak. "No, I'm sorry, I have no food at all." And she shut the door. So he went to the house of the rabbit and he knocked, knock, knock, knock. And the rabbit came out. And he said to the rabbit,
"Hi there, I'm just a poor hungry fox. Would you happen to have any food that you could share and spare with a poor hungry fox?"
and the rabbit said,
"Duh, no, I have no food of my own."
and he shut the door. And the poor fox stood there, still hungry and still tired. But the fox was very clever, and the fox thought of an idea. The fox said very loudly, so he knew all the villagers could hear him,
"Oh, these poor villagers! No one has any food! Oh, that's terrible! Luckily for me, I happen to have a pot, and luckily for me, I happen to have a magic stone."
Now the villagers got very interested the moment the fox said he had a magic stone. They couldn't believe it. Well, out came the big pot that the fox said he had. And all of a sudden he reached into the pot and he showed them all the magic stone. He said,
"Who would like to fill my pot with water? And I'll use my magic stone, and I'm going to show you how I can make stone soup. And since none of you seem to have any food, I will use my soup and you can all share."
And the villagers thought this sounded pretty amazing. So the dog took the bowl to the well, filled it up with water, and brought it back. The fox started a fire. He put the pot over the fire, and he dropped in his stone. And he got out a spoon, and he started to stir the stone soup.
"Oh, it's going to be delicious,"
said the fox.
"and I'm going to share it with everybody. We can all have this stone soup since none of you seem to have any food at all."
And as he was stirring, it did smell rather interesting. The dog said, as he looked at it, you know what? I think maybe the soup needs some tomatoes." So he went back into his house, and he came out, and he had a bunch of tomatoes that he added to the soup.
"Oh, yes,"
said the fox.
"that will do just fine. Now it's going to be really tasty stone soup."
And he kept on stirring.
"It's going to be delicious, and I'm going to share it with everybody."
Well, Miss Kitty saw how the dog had brought tomatoes, so she said, wait a minute, it turns out that I just happen to have in my pantry a great big giant cauliflower. Oh my goodness, it's so big I need help carrying it. Let me put that into the soup." And she put in a great big head of cauliflower. And the fox said,
"Why, that's perfect. That's going to be just delicious. Let me keep on stirring. You're going to love my magic stone soup. It'll be so tasty."
Now, the porcupine was watching the soup being made, and the porcupine said, "Well, wait a minute. Let me look. I know I said I had no food, but let me see what I have here. You know what? I happen to have some string beans. Let me bring some string beans. Let me put those in the stone soup." And the fox said,
"Oh, that's absolutely perfect. Yes, it's the magic stone soup, and you're going to find out just how good this soup's going to taste." And he stirred, and he stirred, and he stirred, and he stirred, and he stirred.
and the little mouse came out and she said, I know I said I didn't have anything, but look what I found. I found a giant pepper, and it's just about as big as I am. And she carried the pepper and she put it into the stone soup. And the fox said,
"Oh, this is going to be so good. You're going to hardly wait to taste our stone soup. It's going to be great. You just trust me."
And as he was stirring, the bunny said,
"Duh! Wait a minute. I think I found something in my house. Wait a minute. Look what I have. I happen to have a great big onion. Let me put the onion into the stone soup."
And he did. And now you can see there were all these things in the stone soup. And the fox kept stirring. And soon he said,
"Oh, I think our magic stone soup is done. Who would like to have a taste of our delicious stone soup?"
And the dog came and took a taste and said, Oh my goodness, that tastes great. I'm going to go get a bowl. And the fox said,
"Go ahead, there's plenty for everybody."
So everybody came and got a bowl full of stone soup. And as for Mr. Fox, he had 2 bowls of stone soup. And everyone was amazed. The dog said,
"Oh, I can't believe you can make something so good out of a stone. It's amazing, Fox. You made magic stone soup."
And the cat said, "I can't believe you were able to make such wonderful soup out of a stone. It's amazing, Mr. Fox." And the porcupine said,
"Sorry I was a little grumpy before, but that was the best stone soup I've ever had."
And the mouse said, "It's like magic. You were able to make a delicious soup just out of a stone. You must be magical." And the bunny said,
"I can't believe it. You made a delicious stone soup. It's amazing."
And the fox said,
"Why, yes, my friends, it's certainly amazing what you can make out of just one stone."
Now I think you and I know how the fox was able to make such a delicious stone soup. I think it's because of all the other things, all the other villagers added to the stone soup, which just goes to show that it's better when everybody can share and work together. And that is the story of stone soup. I have a song about vegetable soup. Now in this song, we're going to be having a pretend pot and a spoon, and we're going to be stirring our vegetable soup, and we're going to be adding things into the soup. And at the very end, our last ingredient, I'm going to let you decide what you would like to add. Are you ready? All right, so get out your pots and get out your spoon, and we're going to stir. Let's make some vegetable soup. Let's make some vegetable soup. It's going to taste so good. Let's make some vegetable soup. Now we're going to start out and we're going to put in, let's put some tomatoes in. Let's put some tomatoes in. It's going to taste so good. Let's make some vegetable soup. Let's put some green peppers in. Let's put some green peppers in. It's going to taste so good. Let's make some vegetable soup. Let's put some onions in. Let's put some onions in. It's going to taste so good. Let's make some vegetable soup. Let's put some green beans in. Let's put some green beans in. It's going to taste so good. Let's make some vegetable soup. Let's put some cauliflower in. Let's put some cauliflower in. It's going to taste so good. Let's make some vegetable soup. All right, now this is where you get to put in your favorite ingredient, all right? Let's put some, I can't hear you, in. Let's put some, shout it out. It's going to taste so good. Let's put, what was that? In. Okay, did you stir it all up? Your favorite ingredient? All right, guess what time it is now? Let's taste that vegetable soup. Let's taste that vegetable soup. It tastes so good. Now rub your tummies. Yum, 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 yum. Because we made some vegetable soup. Yummy. And that concludes today's story time. I'm going to everybody get their clapping hands ready, and we're going to sing the goodbye song. Are you ready? Now it's time for us to go. It's time for us to say goodbye. But it won't be long, my friends, until we meet again. So long, farewell, goodbye. Well, until next time, I want everyone to stay happy, stay healthy, stay safe, but most importantly, keep on reading and listening to stories. This is Miss Barbara signing off.